Welcome to Celtic Park here on the banks of the River Foyle. Today is the opening game of the 2021 Lidl Ladies National Football League. It's an Ulster derby today. It's tasty, it's exciting, it's Derry against Antrim, a familiar foe to each other. This is, well, arguably the curtain raiser. It's not going to be viewed as that today before they meet in the Junior Championship later this year. There's plenty of new faces. A couple of old ones are back again this year. Again, we'll get to those team news in just a second. Plenty of intrigue also on the sideline, believe it or not, in Ulster. There's always that little bit of crunch, there's always that little bit of bite, there's always that little love thy neighbour, and we're getting that today again on the sideline. Derry are now managed by Oran McNeely, of course, is a Randallstown man. He's an Antrim native. He's also in charge of the Money Glass Club in Antrim. They have 6 players here on the Antrim panel today. He'll know plenty about them. He'll be hoping to use that to his advantage. The Saffrons have enlisted the help of an absolute legend this year, Emma Kelly, who of course played for both Derry and Antrim in an illustrious inter-county career. She is in charge this time, of course, part of that 8 in a row St Paul's teams that's really made history somewhere along the line in Antrim football. There's 7 players from her club along the 12 clubs represented for Antrim. Today there's probably a chance now for us to get a quick look at the teams. Starting with the Derry team, Cherie Mackey, one of the North Derry representatives, is in goals for Derry today, wearing number 1. Full back line is Danny O'Donnelly, wearing number 2. Aoife McGill, number 3 from Steelstown, of course winning the O'Connor Cup with UU Coleraine a couple of years ago. She was actually the player of the match in that game. Number 4 is from the Dungiven club, and she is Orla McCluskey. The half back line is Erin Doherty from Ballymcguigan, Anna Frizzell from Coleraine, the centre half back, wearing 6, and it's Danielle Kivlahan from the Glen Mahara club. Waddy Graham's wearing number 7. Number 8 is Kiva Philpatrick from the Steelstown club. Number 9 alongside her is Katie Hawley. The half forward line is Nuala Brown wearing 10, Brina O'Loughlin wearing number 11 from Glen, Anya McAllister is 12, and it's a formidable full forward line for Derry today. It's Orla McGill, it's Ciara McGurk, and Grace Conway wearing number 15, who will of course captain the Derry side today. A look now at the Antrim team, changing to this time the first from the Money Glass representative. I did tell you there was 6 of them. The first is the goalkeeper, a teacher, Anna McCann. The full back line is number 2, Niamh McIntosh, number 3, Orla Core, and number 4 is Rebecca Hemsworth. The half back line is Saoirse Tennyson, Danielle Connolly, and Anya Tubridy. It is again a formidable midfield pairing, somewhere where Antrim want to build this year. Wearing number 8 from the Breda club is Aisling McFarland. Wearing number 9, one of those girls I mentioned from St Paul, is Ciara Brown. Moving on now for a look at the Saffron forwards, the ones trying to put the scores on the board today. Number 10 is Niamh Enright, number 11 is Kathy Kerry, number 12 is Emma Ferrin, and the full forward line actually has a pair of twins within it. The first of those is number 13 from Aldergrove, Aoife Taggart. Number 14, not a twin, is Maeve McCurdy from St Galls, and number 15, she is the twin of Aoife at 13, number 15, Caitlin Taggart. Definitely an exciting game in progress here today. We're really looking forward to seeing what it unfolds. We're 7 minutes from throw-in at this stage now. Don't know where we're going to have a look at the two teams. Just still preparing. Derry down to my left are in a huddle position at this stage till we get a look. Just talking tactics, having the last few chats. Everybody, we've talked about playing football for a long time now. It's just great to be back here in Celtic Park. Antrim are up towards the Brandywell end of the ground. They're doing a warm-up in 2 split groups, a little bit more intensity as the 2 captains alongside our match referee today from Fermanagh, Philip Conway. It was a bad day for Fermanagh in Derry yesterday. They were in Owenbeg to take on the men in Division 3 of the Alliance National Football League. They ran out 5-13 to 9-point losers. Hopefully Philip in the middle of the park today has a better game and gives it one better for the Ernsiders. Derry ladies, they'll be looking to build on the men's result. They'll be hoping to go one better. It's an Ulster derby again, but Antrim have been formidable for the last few years. Looking now out again at Celtic Park. It's a long time since any of us have been here today. I actually see the scoreboard up to my left still says Derry 15, Armagh 17. That was the last time I was here in November. That was of course the Ulster Senior Football Championship quarter final. That was the last time we were in Celtic Park. I've seen the scoreboard, hasn't seen much action since that. It's a long time since we have had action. The club championships here as well. The finals were hosted in Derry. It was Steelstown who ran out as the victors in that one. They have on this team this year, Steelstown have a couple of representatives. They will start today, as we told you. but it'll be exciting just to see how that goes from today. The one exciting feature, we've seen a lot of coverage of this game in the local press this week and a couple of nice angles from it. One of the girls I talked to you about earlier is one of the Derry vice captains at this stage, Aoife McGough. She's an optometrist by trade. Hopefully she might need to help her eyesight at some stage today if anything does go wrong. I'm sure you'll be there to correct us every step of the way. An All-Ireland uni winner at Ulster University Korea, and that was a fantastic side that won the Lagan Cup. She was the player of the match in that game, reliably informed. She actually had a great management side also, that Ulster University side. Aidan McLaughlin, who's still trying to soldier on and play with Castle Dawson this stage in the goals between them for the white and black. How that's going, well, we'll see how the year unfolds. I don't know if he's picked up or conceded many goals this stage. Also Gavin McGeehan, who's involved with St Gall's in Antrim this year. He was also part of Damien Macker-Lane's management team with Derry, so they know plenty and have reliably informed me that Aoife at fullback today is really one to keep an eye on. Not that I have to tell any of the viewers that one. Looking at the other names in the team list today, Anya Frizzell was one of the players that really featured a feature with Mal McMullen in the Derry Post and Derry Now this week, which was nice to see. She was a duo player for the last couple of years. It was maybe a little more difficult to use that mantra just given the split season and given the time. She's opted not to play camogie for Derry this year. Thankfully though, for Oran McNeely and his background team, she has opted to play football. It's her 4th year on the Derry senior ladies team. That's a plus for them. Looking now at the Antrim team, I think Anna McCann is one of the names that's going to stick out to everybody. She's in goals today wearing number 1 for the Saffrons, a real platform that they will hope to build on. She teaches, of course, many of you will know, at St Louis in Ballymena, a PE teacher, but not even just that. I mean, all the work that she does within her club, Money Glass, and has been known to work with the Antrim Academy. I'm sure she's worked with a lot of these girls that she's coming now and playing alongside, which is a big feature of the modern day Gaelic football. Goalkeepers trying to extend their careers, becoming a young man or young woman's game, but not for Anna McCann, not for the very best, and that's exactly what she is at this stage. Looking at the other names, the former captain of Saoirse Tennyson, one of the other St Paul's ladies, at number 5 today. The captain though is Aisling McFarland. She plays for Breda, of course, who actually play their club football, believe it or not, in County Down, but Breda have really had a conveyor belt of talent coming through for just a long time, an awful long time. They've had real success in the Down League, and it's showing by the amount of county players that they have coming through the ranks. And then I've talked about the 2 twins inside, Aoife and Caitlin Taggart. It's not too often we have twins lining out together, but we're going to have it today. Bad enough that they're lining out together, they're lining out in the full forward line. They'll be hoping to torment the Derry defence today. Whether or not they can do that, it will be difficult to see, but we'll try and talk you through all of the action again. Like I said, the rain has stopped here in Celtic Park. There was a little bit of rain this morning. I was across the city and I was fearing for the worst. Thankfully we're covered in the stands. Social distancing, obvious reasons surrounding the coronavirus pandemic, mean that of course there's nobody in the stands alongside us. It is a sad scene to see, but we fully appreciate the privilege that the small few of us that have been admitted through the gate after rigorous protocols and COVID testing can get into these venues. We're just happy enough to be in a position, thanks to Lidl, thanks to Ladies Gaelic Football Association, thanks to MacAV.tv, that they can bring us all of these games today. We can bring it to you in your homes, although we've never been, I suppose, further apart. We've never actually been closer. You can sit with a beverage, a cup of tea, a bun, your Sunday dinner, and watch through the game today. It's a nice position to be in, but hopefully the rain will just stay away for a little bit longer. It's blue skies. The clouds are out, but the clouds look fairly promising as I look across the city back towards the City Hotel. A life, the Guildhall, probably regulations easing a little bit tomorrow with the outdoor industry, hospitality industry, indoor opening up, so a little move back closer to normality. Of course, from Monday, 500 spectators, up to 500 spectators can attend Gaelic football matches in the north of Ireland. That's something that I'm sure many of our viewers today will be relishing the prospect of. A lot of club leagues starting up next weekend, and time for that announcement. Of course, we're still waiting for confirmation from the GA whether or not the next rounds of the Lidl Ladies National Football League, the Alliance National Football League, whether or not they will actually have a crowd. But that's something for the Stormont executive and not something that we're going to brush into at this stage, to be quite honest with you. But today is a big game. It is an Ulster derby, 2 sides that will meet later in the championship, of course. Just going through the final stages of their warm-up. Antrim to my right hand side as I sit in the main stand here in Celtic Park, there in their huddle, getting the last few words of encouragement from Emma Kelly. Derry are just popping off a few shots, hopefully to meet the target, just to get the eye in. A long time away from the game, these two sides, but thankfully it's now nearing completion. And well, talking about nearing completion, we're almost getting towards the start of this game. The blow of the whistle there, you might have heard from Philip Conway, our match referee, as he paused now for, just about to pause for our national anthem Around the Vein, just waiting for the two sides, waiting for the nod. We sung today, I do believe, by Leah Casey from the Stalestown Club. I might be corrected, she might hand this microphone off and make a liar of me, but I'll be happily to be corrected at this stage. Just before though we actually reach it, I can tell you there is two changes, late changes, that's what happens in the GAA, to the Antrim team. Mary Mitchell, wearing number 27, will replace number 3, Orla Kaur, and number 28, who is Ciara Austin, will replace Rebecca Hemsworth. Yes, so the two changes. I'll bring you the further coverage of those after. No word of changes on the Derry team, but we just pause now for our national anthem, Around the Vein. Just waiting on the Antrim team to have their last few minutes of encouragement. They're still in a huddle. Don't know if the words quite reached them. Yes, that was Around the Vein song. I don't have her name, but it was a member of the Derry Trasna Pierces Club here in the city in the Waterside. Big days ahead for Derry Trasna. They're preparing to open their new pitch this year. The blessing, the rest, the disguise. Last year, their new pitch wouldn't have been ready. It had to have time to breathe, and thankfully they will have the chance to open it up this spring, this summer. It'd be nice that they can open it up and actually have spectators in the ground, because they deserve it. They've waited a long time for a place to call their own after playing in the Lisnagalvin playing pitches, which a lot of it was just simply soccer fields. They are starting to play at ladies football too. I know a couple of underage teams that have been fairly successful. The work going in Derry City towards ladies football, one of the men standing down on the pitch today is Brian O'Donnell from Sean Dolan's savage work that he has prepared over the last couple of while, just to get Sean Dolan's and get the rest of the teams prepared for it, as Derry go through their last stages of the warm-up, just going through the last little bit of intensity. Antrim already starting to line out. They'll be wearing, as you can see, the saffron yellow. The change though for the ladies this year is there'll be no white shorts like the men. They'll be wearing the green, much like the away strip, but they are lining out. Just to bring you further confirmation before the national anthem, you might have missed two late changes on the Antrim team. Those changes is some Bridges double coming in. Number 3 Orla Kaur is out. She'll be replaced by number 27 Mary Mitchell, and Rebecca Hemsworth, wearing number 4, is out. She will be replaced by Ciara Austin. Whether or not those two actually play in the full back line, I cannot tell you at this point, but I will tell you as soon as I can. At this stage now, we just have the Derry subs going towards the subs bench to take up their position if they may be called in the stand, socially distanced as well. We have the Antrim subs to my right, we have the Derry subs to my left, as Derry actually go now to line out and get ready for preparation for the start of the Lidl National Ladies Football League. The first game here in Division 4A, regionalised this year for the obvious reasons, to minimise travel and everything else. Derry and Antrim almost ready to go. Straight away we see Ciara McGurk, the Derry forward, going to midfield for the throw-in. She's alongside Kiva Moran in there. Marking them is the midfield pairing for Antrim, Aisling McFarlane, the captain, and Ciara Brown. A few last words of encouragement towards the keepers. Make sure everything's in order. The watches, the clock from Philip Conway from Fermanagh, and he will finally get us underway in Celtic Park. Shouts of encouragement, and we are underway here in Celtic Park, and it's Antrim who rise highest to win the throw-in. It's a little bit messy as Ciara McGurk goes for the ball. The referee adjudges it to be a foul and rides a free in to Antrim. Little bit of a knock straight away. Antrim up to go sideways with it. It's going to be cut out, and it is indeed cut out by the number 10 Nuala Brown from the Moneymore Club in Derry. She kicks it towards Kitty Holly. a sister of Niall Hulley, of course represented Coleraine and Derry for a long time. Her pass is intercepted though by Ciara Brown from St Paul's in Antrim. Antrim will look to mount the attack now with their captain Aisling McFarland. It's kicked in towards one of the Taggarts, one of the twins, and it's played back to once again Niamh Enright, who kicks the ball inside towards Caitlin Taggart, one of the corner forwards in the Antrim team. It might beat her, but it doesn't. It's down in that corner in the Brandywell end, the deserted terraces. They opts to go kick the ball all the way back, keep possession. I suppose at this stage of the game you'd be happy enough just to have it. It's with this stage now. It is with Aoife Taggart, who has a shot right-footed, looping over the bar. That is a fine score. I talked about these two twins who could torment Derry today, and well, the first of them, Aoife Taggart, knocking over an absolute beauty of a score. That's one shot, it's one score for Antrim, and hopefully we can keep up something as economical as that today. Derry straight with the restart, opting to go long, kicking it out towards Anya McAllister, who had a busy day yesterday. She actually captained the Ballinascreen Camogues, the Derry Camogues. They lost 3-16 to 19 points in Castlewellan against County Down. Bursting forward now is the halfback for the Derry team. That is Erin Doherty. She looks for space. Her left-footed shot, that would be fine if it went. It doesn't go in. It's going to fall into the hands of Ciara McGurk, who just couldn't get the first touch correct. The keeper, Anna McCann, who we talked about beforehand, goes down on the ball. The referee adjudges her to be fouled, and it will be a free out for Antrim. Yes, so a sharp start to this game. The first score of the game coming from the boot of Aoife Taggart after some patient build-up from Antrim. The ball goes out, and this time the referee does opt to give Antrim a free. The Derry sub-bench in front of me are quite aggrieved at that one. The ball is thrown back, trying to get the quick restart. Nice just to hear even the subs, the threat of a crowd noise to come back, adding to the atmosphere of these games, and hopefully we'll get a game that creates its own atmosphere. It started sharp, and it's with the cornerback, Niamh McIntosh, who kicks it into her centre halfback, who is Danielle Connolly from Moneyglass. Opts to go long inside to the full forward line. A chance for Antrim again. The referee gives the advantage. Handy toe from the full forward and slotted over the bar. That's a fine effort from Maeve McCurdy. That's two shots, that's two scores for Antrim, and it's quite the return that Emma Kelly will be happy with herself. Just a short break here as one of the Derry players are down for treatment. The physio will come on just to make sure there's no knocks or bruises, make sure that she'll be able to continue. Hopefully she'll be back in her feet in no time. So a sharp start here for Antrim in Celtic Park. After 3 minutes they lead Derry by 2-0. One coming from one of the twin Taggarts, Aoife Taggart, off her right boot. Maeve McCurdy with composure to slot over between the posts. They lead 2-0, as we said, approaching 3.5 minutes. Happy to report now that one of the Derry defenders that was down, she is back on her feet as the goalkeeper Shree Mackey sends it long towards Katie Hawley. She can't catch it at the first attempt as her marker Danielle Connolly, though he does latch on to it. Erin Doherty is able to win possession back fairly sharp for Derry. Heavy hits flying in even at this stage, and Katie Hawley is blown for too long. She seems aggrieved by that one, but herself and Saoirse Tennyson did ship a heavy hit, and Tennyson will receive a little bit of treatment just to make sure she's okay. We did say that Ulster derbies are frantic. They're always hard hitting. There's always an age to them, and we've seen that after just 4 minutes of play here in Celtic Park. A drink of the water for Saoirse Tennyson just to prepare. I think a lot of the days, my underage days, any injury was deemed to be the magic water that brought you back to your feet. I don't know what's in those water bottles that physios have at Gaelic football grounds, but it seems to work and do the task, and thankfully Saoirse is back to her feet and ready to continue. It will be a free just on the midway point of the pitch for Antrim, and it is Danielle Connolly who kicks it forward. Antrim launch another attack, this time through Caitlin Taggart. She's forced backwards once again to the centre half back Danielle Connolly. She's getting on plenty of ball, almost a playmaker, and just the commentator's curse, I jinx it, and she kicks it away, and Derry have the chance to break themselves this time. The ball was in the hands of Anya McAllister there, who now ends up launching herself forward. Derry launching the attack. They need a score on the board themselves. It's through the half back line this time. It's meant to go wide to number 7. That time it was Daniel Kivlahan, as the wind plays havoc with my notes at this stage. Derry have the chance now with their number 9, the midfielder Katie Hawley. Possession though is lost once again. It's Antrim who look to launch on the counter with Emma McFerrin. Slips it up to her half forward line, and colleague Niamh Enright looks to take a tackle. Jinx past one, but she does have plenty of company. Kicks it in long inside. It is the favourite to the ball this time. It is Caitlin Taggart. She has a chance. She jinks off her right onto her left foot, and that's an absolutely sensational score from the boot of Caitlin Taggart. That's 3 shots, that's 3 scores for Antrim. An economical start. They've all been equally as impressive. It's the direct game on the counter for Antrim that has worked thus far. The full forward line now, each member of it, Aoife Taggart, Maeve Curdy, and most recently Caitlin Taggart, have registered a point on the board. So this has been a difficult start for Derry after 6 minutes of action. They have struggled on their own kickouts, and they go long again, once towards the press box, the terrace side of Celtic Park, and they've lost it again. Derry struggling. That's 4 of their own kickouts now at this stage, and Derry have lost each and every one of them, inviting an onslaught of saffron pressure. Very confident on the ball, happy to move it through the feet, happy to move it through the hands, and it's the hands is the option this time from Antrim, as it's Emma Ferrin who slots it through, and it's number 13, and it's into the net. It's a goal for Antrim. Aoife Taggart, a fantastic pass though from Niamh Enright involved. She didn't need to take the touch, she didn't need a jink pass, she was happy enough just for that little touch to knock it past the goalkeeper, the onrushing Cherie Mackey. What a start this has been for Antrim. 6.5 minutes on the clock. It's Antrim 1 goal and 3 points. It's Derry no score. Talking of a needed response, and it's Cherie Mackey who goes long towards Katie Hawley this time. The ball is kicked inside towards the Derry full forward line. The number 13 for Derry, Orla McGill, does win it from the Steelstown club. She has a chance to put her team on the mark. She has 2 for attention. That's a fantastic jinking, jiving. The ball, will it fall the right side of the post? We look at the umpire, it is over. That is a fantastic score from Orla McGill, a fine young player from the Steelstown club. I'm reliably informed that she's a talented netball player also. She's got Derry off and running after 7 minutes. It was about time that score arrived, and what a fashion to do it. We've seen plenty of good scores. We've seen Tyrone's Darren McCurry with a brilliant score yesterday, and that one was every bit as equal to it. But anyway, it's Antrim who attack. They want the response themselves. It's in the hands of Niamh Enright. She slips it forward to the full forward. The shot comes in. It's into the back of the net. It's another goal. Maeve McCurdy into the bottom left hand corner of the net. The shot there from about 13 yards left Cherie Mackey with no chance in off the post. And what a start this has been for Antrim. Derry looking to steady the ship after 7.5 minutes. It didn't arrive. The goal comes, and that was a fine effort from Maeve McCurdy to find the back of the net. That's some return. The Antrim full forward line that we talked about before, throw in that would cause an awful lot of problems. They've got 2-3 between them. The game is only 8 minutes old. Waiting now for Cherie Mackey to take this kick out. She does once again, and it's Antrim who win it once again. They've been extremely well drilled. In the hands now of Aisling McFarland, the captain. She driving forward, happy enough to put it into the hands of Niamh Enright, who's got on the ball plenty this time. She's adjudged to have been fouled by Philip Conway. Once again, the Derry bench aren't too happy at that decision, but it will be a chance for Antrim to add another score on the board. They lead 2-3 to a point already at this stage. A sharp start. It'll be their number 11, the centre half forward, Cathy Carey from the Moneyglass Club, who will take the free just on the edge of the D towards the Brandywell side of Celtic Park. Right footed shot comes in. That one is going to tail though to the left and wide. It does stay in play though dangerously for Derry. Thankfully it's Danny O'Donnelly who is alert to get it clear, and Philip Conway awards a free out. Philip Conway just having a word with Cherie Mackey. She'll steady herself. The word from the Derry bench is just composure to make sure that she wins this kick out. Very crowded inside the 45 shops, to go short this time into the hands of one of her own players. That's Orla McGough, sorry, my pronunciation of that one a little bit off kilter. But it's Katie Hawley who right footed kicks it across field, and it's cut out once again by Antrim. The number of turnovers has been absolutely sensational from the Saffrons, and it's Anya Tuberty who cut it out, and Derry now have to deal with another counter attack. The late substitution, Mary Mitchell driving 10, 15, 20 yards, but once again it was that. Turnovers have been the order of the day so far, and it's Aoife McGough who was happy enough to cut that one out and launch a counter attack of her own. It's Katie Hawley who takes a right footed solo, ups to her left. She has options. Derry looking to build an attack of their own. It's Ciara McGurk inside. She has 2 for attention, but she's happy enough to get the ball in her hand. She looks for options, goes to take on her marker. Close attention from one of the other late substitutions. That is Ciara Austin. The referee, Philip Conway, seen something. He spied an infringement, and I think he's awarded a free into Derry. Yes, he has. He's awarded a free. A chance for Derry to settle themselves and get another score on the board. It'll be the one girl that did actually open the scoring for them, Orla McGill. She'll hope to knock the ball over the bar just outside the 21, somewhere similar to where she put over the first score of the game. Can she do it again? Of course she can. Oh, it thinks the post. Ciara McGurk goes onto it and she fires over the bar. The clubmates looking after each other. Orla McGill's free there just from the edge of the 21. Looked destined to go between the sticks. It did clink the post before falling into the hands of Ciara McGurk, who reacted quickest. After 10 minutes here in Celtic Park, it's Derry 2 points. It is Antrim 2 goals and 3 points. Kickouts has where Derry have struggled. Antrim getting out a little easier again. It's with Mary Mitchell. Free on the other side is her full-back teammate Niamh McIntosh. She's happy enough to venture forward, put up the line, plenty of company, and it is a Derry ball at this stage. The hand going in from one of the Derry players. It was a good challenge. They opt to kick it forward into the hands of Orla McGill, who's had her difficulties with the Antrim defence. She's really put them under pressure, but this time she's been snuffed out by one of the late changes, Mary Mitchell. I've mentioned that name a couple of times in defence. She's proved why she was one of the late switches by Emma Kelly, and once again it's Antrim who come forward. Anya Tuberty kicks it up the line towards one of the Taggarts. I do believe it is indeed. It was Caitlin Taggart. She's adjudged to have been fouled by Dania Donnelly. Out in front of the stand here in Celtic Park, out towards maybe 30 yards from goal. Out on the right sideline is where the free is for Antrim. Caitlin Taggart back to her feet and she will take it herself. She'll need options though. Will take a serious kick to kick it from there. She does opt to go short, goes for the 1-2 and takes it back off it. She's on her left foot, that's dangerous, but this time she pulls it to the right and wide. That's the first wide of the game, the first time that Antrim have actually registered a wide. 5 shots, 5 scores at this stage. They'll be happy enough with their return. 2-3 after 12 minutes is not bad on any given Sunday. Sri Mackey goes long once again. She does lose it. It's in the hands of Anya Tuberty, who forces it forward to Niamh Enright. The Taggarts have been causing havoc inside and they're on it once again. The twin pairing proving something of a nightmare for Derry even in these early stages. Breaking gain lines is Aisling McFarland, the captain. She needs someone for options. The tackling's heavy, it's hard coming in from Katie Hawley. You wouldn't expect anything less from an Ulster derby. The ball goes all the way out, almost like a rugby drop goal attempt to Ciara Brown. The Derry defence does its job though, and it's a second wide for Antrim, their 6th shot of the contest. Derry just hoping now that they can get the ball in their hands and give their defence a respite. They need to put something on the scoreboard fairly soon to make sure that this game just does not slip away from them. Sri Mackey opts to come the stand side this time of Celtic Park towards Nuala Brown. Nuala Brown does claim the ball. She's fouled in the process. Philip Conway duly awards the free kick to the Oakleaf county. Free is taken short. Another heavy collision comes in, and once again the whistle has blown. A head collision. Hopefully both players will be able to rise back to their feet. Philip Conway making a note of that himself. The tackles have been coming in hard and heavy in the early stages of this contest. The Lidl Ladies National Division 4A fixture between Derry and Antrim. 2-3 to 2 points. Derry trail at this stage. They'll be looking to put it up, as it is Erin Doherty who is down for Derry after a collision with what I do believe one of the Antrim players. I think it might have been the midfielder Aisling McFarland. I do stand to be corrected though, as Philip Conway calls one of the Antrim players over. The potential for a booking here. It's a fairly lengthy conversation. It is a yellow card for Antrim. Will be the sin bin. She's not exactly happy with that decision. She seems to think it was fair. So that's a sin bin for Aisling McFarland, the Antrim captain. that could be something that tips the scales in this game. Derry needs something to tip it in their favour. Katie Holly wasting absolutely no time to get the game up and running again. She knocks it to Daniel Kivlahan. Kivlahan able to bench her forward, but the hand does come in from Emma Ferran to get it away. Katie Holly picks it up once again, back into the midfield. It's with Kiva Moran. The play is spilled from Derry once again. Antrim have the chance to counter-attack. It's with their centre-half forward, Kathy Carey. Kathy Carey finds Niamh Enright, who just takes a second attempt to pick the ball back up. She forces it into the full forward, who has goal and a point to your name already. Maeve McCurdy takes on a challenge, happy enough to avert it. Into the half forward line now, into Saoirse Tennyson. The chance here for Antrim. Tennyson looks to have been judged to have been fouled. The referee gives the advantage. The left foot though of Caitlin Taggart is able to slot the ball between the posts. It is a second point for Caitlin Taggart. The referee blows his whistle. I'm not exactly sure what he's insinuating at this stage, but the all important thing is that it was a score. It is Antrim 2 goals and 4 points. It is Derry 2 points, and it's the half forward line for Antrim, the full forward line for Antrim, who have caused all of the problems. They have 1, 2, 3 between them at this stage, and actually that's the water break. I should have known that at this stage. We've seen in a couple of games this year how the water break can turn teams, the momentum can shift. Derry are going to need the momentum to shift if they're going to make sure that they can get anything from this game. A good chance though for Oren McNeely and Benny Marn, alongside the selector Louise Gunn, to get a few words of encouragement onto their players. Hopefully able to spark into life a performance. Antrim surely can't be anything but happy. Emma Kelly can't be anything but happy with how the game has gone. If you'd have given her the first water break to lead 2-4 to 2 points, I'm sure she would have snapped your hand off. And she's found herself in that position here. Pitch at Celtic Park today looking absolutely beautiful. Immaculate. One of the best surfaces in the country, to be quite honest with you. Some big days through the years in Celtic Park, some huge crowds. Hopefully very soon we will see those big crowds attend once again. Some of the scores on show here from Antrim and Derry so far deserved a paying audience, deserved a clap, deserved a cheer. I'm sure it would spur the game on any more. These girls having to find the motivation themselves, and they found it plenty. Coming this water break, some of the hits, I'm happy enough to be sitting in the stand here, not to be on the receiving end of a few of them. Antrim, the first team out, no surprise after the water break, looking to get things back on board. Benny Marn and Oren McNeely happy enough to get the few words of encouragement back in for their Derry players, maybe giving the players a chance to have a word themselves. They need a spark of performance, a clap of the hands, and they are back up and running. So the story of the first half is that Antrim's 2 goals and 4 points plays Derry's 2 points. The 1 point though before the water break was that Aisling McFarlane was sent to the sin bin for a collision with Erin Doherty. She is the Antrim captain. She's a huge figure. She's won a lot of ball around the middle of the field already. They'll be hoping to get her back in. Derry will be hoping to make an impact on the scoreboard beforehand, and it is indeed Cherie Mackey who gets the game up and running once again. Derry opting to go short just to have the ball in their own hands. It's kicked down the line towards Katie Holly. It does bounce off and she gathers it at the second attempt in towards Erin Doherty. She does have options out the left hand side, and it eventually reaches that option in Nuala Brown from Moneymore. Katie Holly opts to kick inside towards Ciara McGurk. It's a 50-50 ball. She was quite clearly pushed there by Mary Mitchell, who puts a little finger up to say, no I didn't. I think you did, Mary. I'm sorry to inform you, as is the match referee. So a chance for Derry to register their 3rd point. It's once again Orla McGill. Should be fairly straightforward. 21 yards in front of the post. Just tap this over the red spot, and she does exactly that. The 3rd score for Derry. It's the 2nd for Orla McGill. It is Antrim 2-4. It's Derry 3 points after 16 minutes here in Celtic Park. The Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 4A clash. Antrim waste no time in getting it up and running once again with Mary Mitchell. We've seen an infringement though, match referee. I'm not exactly sure what he's seen, but maybe the players weren't outside the 21. Adjustment of one of those new rules, I think that's exactly what it was. So it'll be another chance for Derry to add another score on the board. It'll be Katie Holly this time from Steelstown who will take the kick. Katie right footed, is able to slot it between the posts. It's a 4th point for Derry. The gap deficit is cut to 6. Katie Hawley with her first score of the game. The first score actually from a free in this, the second score from a free in this contest. Derry though chugging along a little bit nicer than they did first 2 scores of the second half of the first half. Gaelic football also becoming quarters at this stage. But it's Antrim who opt to come forward this time with Anya Tubridy. She's happy enough to kick it in long. The Derry defence cannot hold up the scrutiny at this attempt. She does gather it at the second attempt. One of the Derry defenders, I do believe it is Danny O'Donnelly. She goes back for the return. It's Katie Hawley who just popped the ball over the bar seconds later, who was happy enough to kick that forward. Lilla Brown kicks it. It's wild and it's hopeless, and possession is lost from Derry once again. Centre half back, Danielle Connolly, the one who latches onto it. Niamh Enright happy to take Antrim forward. Under plenty of close attention, she's able to knock it out wide towards Ciara Brown, who can't gather it at the first attempt. Derry looking for patience. This call from patience from the defence, from the bench. And a free kick is awarded for a pull. The referee adjudging that Erin Doherty did indeed pull Anya Tubridy back. It'll give Antrim a chance to have another score, although I think they're opting to go backwards. The ball is in the hands of Caitlin Taggart, who's already knocked over 2 scores of her own. This may just be outside of her range. She does opt to go to the left out towards Orla McGill and Maeve McCurdy. It's Orla McGough though who comes up with the victory this occasion. The Derry full back line has struggled, but they need to build on it, and the kick coming down the line goes straight wide. Such as the changes to match programmes at this stage. We've now been told that there wasn't actually changes to the Antrim team. It was that Orla Corr is now wearing number 27, and that Rebecca Hemsworth is now wearing 28 instead of wearing 3 and 4 respectively. So Mary Mitchell and Ciara Austin are not in fact out there. We were reliably informed before throw-in that they were out there. But such is live broadcasting that sometimes you can get it wrong, and we'll hold our hands up this time and tell you that we got it wrong. Thankfully we're somebody eagle-eyed able to correct us. On the field of play though, it's Antrim who are happy enough to get us up and running again. They knock it forward. Chance to drive through the Derry defence, happy to be pushed wide, happy to move it back out. The shot comes over the bar, and it is the centre half forward, Kathy Carey, with a fine score. The Moneyglass Club coming up trumps. Derry happy enough to push wide, Antrim happy enough to be pushed wide when you have the quality of Kathy Carey to slot the ball between the posts. Antrim 2-5, Derry 4 after 20 minutes of action, and it's Sheree Mackey now who opts to go short towards Grace Conway, the captain this year, her second year as a captain of the Derry senior ladies team, a dentist by trade. It's Katie Hawley this time who knocks it forward. Plays nice from Derry, moving through the hands of both Anya McAllister and Erin Doherty, looking for the results and advantage for Derry, but there was no advantage to be played, so the referee's happy enough to bring it back for a free kick. Derry hoping just to keep within touching distance. Katie Hawley opts to take the free quick short, and it goes to the left and wide. A wasted play from Derry when there really was an option to keep possession. Stop in play here. The match referee has some blood on the legs of one of the Derry players, or so he adjudges. It's number 10, Nuala Brown. Of course that'll need to be a temporary substitution given the current protocols, or at least get that attended to before resuming play. Ball goes out of the Antrim kick out. It's won though by Orla McGill. She's happy enough to flick it back inside to Katie Hawley. Katie Hawley though, under the challenge of one of the Antrim defenders, is stopped, and Antrim clear it. It is moving this time towards Anya Tubridy. Close attention though is Orla McGill. She's covered plenty of ground, is flicked up towards the full forward, Maeve McCurdy. She looks to take on Orla McGough. She does do that, leaves her in a wake. She's happy enough to keep trudging towards goal, but she just messes up on one of the handy toes. But she does have the option to flick it back to her centre half forward, number 11, who is Kathy Carey, but the ball tails to the left and wide. The third Antrim wide, the fourth of the contest. The wide count at this stage, 26 minutes, is Antrim 3 wides, Derry just the 1. The Derry kick out once again, and it is Sheree Mackey. One of the Derry substitutions just made as we speak is Ella Rose Sainsbury from Steelstown. She's straight into the fray, straight into the action, and is able to get her hands on the ball. She replaced number 10, Nuala Brown. I do suspect it's a blood sub injury, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll bring you confirmation when we have it. Nuala is receiving treatment on the side of the pitch, but it's Antrim who won a free roundabout just outside of their own 45, around about 65 metres from goal. In no real hurry to get the game restarted. And it's Danielle Connolly who does eventually restart it, forcing it forward before going for the return. She's been a huge feature, a real building block of everything that Antrim's done so well. It's the hands of number 11, Kathy Carey, a diagonal ball inside forward line. A lovely little dummy there from Aoife Taggart. She's adjudged though to have overcarried. They might have been sharp on that one. It looked like a nice move, but the referee is closer to the action. He knows the rules an awful lot better than us, and he has adjudged it to be a foul. It will be a free out though for Derry. Derry looking to battle and fight for possession. It's Kitty Hawley who is in the middle of it alongside the midfielder Ciara Brown. Ciara Brown comes up trumps with the ball, but there's plenty of attention from Ella Rose Sainsbury, who looks to put in a block. The ball goes forward. Naylor, the full forward. Maeve McCurdy or Orla McGough can get there. I think the linesman maybe adjudged that the ball did go out of play. Return after the sin-bin from Aisling McFarland. She returns to the fray with her team still 7 points to the good here in Celtic Park. A huge boost for the Saffrons as we approach half-time. It is Katie Hawley though who takes the sideline ball. She opts to kick it down long towards Ciara McGurk, but she puts a little bit too much on it and it runs over the line. So it'll be a goal kick for Antrim. Antrim up to go short with Orla Corr, who is wearing 27, not 3 as listed in the match programme or the team lists. You may have seen on the LGFA website. She puts it forward now to her centre half back, but she's snuffed out by Katie Hawley, who wants to launch a Derry attack. Full energy, seen plenty of the ball. This time she does kick it forward to her clubmate Ciara McGurk, who gets the ball in her hands. She looks for options. She does find one of them. It's another one of the Steelstown girls. It's Orla McGowan, and that's a fantastic finish into the back of the net for Derry. A goal that they craved. 3 of the Steelstown Brian Oaks, the county champions in Derry, combining. First it was Katie Hawley to Ciara McGurk, who found the run of Orla McGowan, who slotted the ball back into the net. That's 1 goal and 2 for Orla McGowan. A fine finish that many would be proud of into the bottom left hand corner of the net. Gave Anna McCann absolutely no chance with pinpoint accuracy. That's a boost for Derry approaching half time. That's Antrim 2-5, that's Derry 1-4. Derry responded very well after the water break. They've outscored Antrim 1-2 to a point. We talked about momentum shifting. Antrim are going to try and regain that momentum. They're doing that with Anya Tuberty. She does though lose possession on her own, but she's happy enough to get a tackle in. It's a battle for possession once again. We've seen many of those so far in this game. You would expect nothing less from 2 teams of this quality. The ball goes wide though towards the Derry left half forward, Anya McAllister. Played of course for Derry Camogues, as I told you earlier. It's Grace Conway, the Derry captain now. She's under the challenges and does manage to get the ball flicked forward back once again. It's kicked inside to Ciara McGurk under the pressure of Orla Corr. There's a battle, and it is Corr who comes up trumps in that one. Antrim once again happy enough just to get possession out, try and get a counter attack. No rush from Aisling McFarland. She did receive her yellow card, but she's back in the fray now. She moves it up the line towards Emma Ferrin. Emma Ferrin flicks it up again to one of the centre half forwards in Niamh Enright. She takes on Orla McGowan and does actually beat her on this occasion. Aoife Taggart happy enough just to take on her marker, does that to great aplomb, but she's been judged to have overcarried by the match referee. Derry wasting no time getting it back underway. Katie Hawley free once again. 2 right-footed solos. Takes on the challenge of Aoife McFarlane. Breezes past. Finds the other City Steelstown clubmate Ella Rose Sainsbury. Kicks it into another one of the Steelstown club members in Ciara McGurk. Ciara McGurk finding Orla McGowan inside. It's going to be a battle for possession. Referee adjudged McGowan to have fouled one of the Antrim defenders, and it will be a free out. Anna McCann standing over it, the Antrim goalkeeper. Options are light to the ground. Derry in full press. She opts to go long towards Katie Holly. Katie Holly engages in a shoulder challenge with Orla Kaur, and the referee adjudges that to have been a foul. He does have his book out. What he does is at his discretion. Just a tick at this stage. Katie Holly remonstrating. She's happy enough with the challenge. But as Antrim we get back underway with Aisling McFarland, hoping to break gain lines. Past her opposite number, Kiva Moran. Moving on forward into the hands of Maeve McCurdy. Plenty of attention from Orla McGough. Referee says no free. The Derry bench shout too long. The referee says play on. Anya Tuberty with the shot at this stage. It's going to be dropping short. It's dropping dangerously. Cherie Mackey comes out. It's in the hands though of one of the Antrim players. It's in the hands of Emma Ferrin. She wastes absolutely no time pitting the ball into the top right hand corner of the net. Quickest to react were Antrim. They reaped the rewards. A third goal of the contest, and that was Emma Ferrin from the St Bridget's club. 3-5 Antrim lead Derry's 1-4 now at this stage. Derry wasting no time to get play back underway. Cherie Mackey opting to go towards Erin Doherty is adjudged to have been fouled by Ciara Brown. Daniel Kivlahan happy or wanting to get play back underway right away. She stopped though. The referee wants to have a conversation with Ciara Brown, and it's just a tick. It's Katie Holly who stands over the free, right footed down the line towards Brina O'Loughlin, who of course has a twin sister, Annie O'Loughlin, on the bench for Derry today. So a set of twins on both sides of the Antrim and Derry divide. Will be a sideline ball though to Antrim, kicked forward by Danielle Connolly into the hands of Emma Ferrin, who just put that fantastic goal into the back of the net, but she's given it away to Ella Rose Sainsbury this time. It's a chance for Derry to break. Ella Rose happy to take it on herself, but the referee adjudges that she carried the ball too long, so it will be a free out to Antrim just inside their own 45. An intriguing contest at this stage for the early days of the Lidl National Ladies Football League in Division 4A. The ball is kicked by Danielle Connolly. Well taken, masterfully taken by Niamh Enright on the move. She's opting to take on her opposing marker at this stage, but the challenge does come in. That's a free out for Derry at this stage. Some good work from the Derry defence. Daniel Kivlahan putting in a real workhorse performance to force turnovers. The Derry substitution now, Ella Rose Sainsbury, who came in the place of Nuala Conway. Brina O'Loughlin happy inside the Derry 45 to kick up the handed toes. She finds Katie Holly, who right footed takes a shot from distance, but the ball is adjudged to went to the left and wide, the umpire making that abundantly clear for us. So Antrim 3-5, Derry 1-4 as we approach half time in this contest. Some fine efforts, 4 stunning goals thus far, but it's Derry who really need to make sure this game does not slip away from them as Antrim build another attack. It's a 50-50 ball, a little bit of soccer skills there from Ciara Brown from the St Paul's team. An Ulster Ladies All-Star back in 2018, and she's showing all of that class now. The promise of at such a young age is shining through for the Saffrons. Antrim building another attack. Anya Tuberty, who's been involved in so much, was happy just to keep going on the run. The ball does bounce short though. It's punched clear by Cherie Mackey, but it's still dangerous. One of the Derry defenders happy enough to get their hands on it. They find it now to Kiva Moran. Derry looking to break out of defence with Katie Holly. And that's it. It's half time here at Celtic Park. The match referee bringing an end to an absorbing first stanza at half time. It's Antrim who lead Derry 3-5 to 1-4. The story of the day, really, 2 quick fire goals from Antrim coming from Aoife Taggart and Maeve McCurdy. Those full forward pairing, the full forward trio I should say, Aoife and Caitlin Taggart, the twins, have 1 goal and 3 points between them. The full forward line though between it has 2 goals and 3 points. That's made it very difficult for Derry to respond. Derry did get themselves back into the game. They did cut the deficit back down to 4. Orla McGough, who's been a real feature for the Derry ladies at this stage, she has 1 goal and 2 points to her name, but it was The reactions of the Saffrons, the quicker reactions from the Saffrons that aids them back ahead. Emma Ferrin reacting to a short ball that busted into the top right hand corner of the net. The Clouds getting a little bit more threatening here. The first battle within the war has been won by Antrim. Derry will be looking for a response and make gain lines themselves in the second half, but half time here in Celtic Park. It is Antrim 3 goals and 5 points, Derry 1 goal and 4. Welcome back to Celtic Park here in Derry. We were talking about the lovely sunshine, about the nice clouds before the start of the game. It wouldn't be Ireland, it wouldn't be the National League without 4 seasons in a day. When I try and explain to you how torrential the downpour was, I don't think I'd be able to. At one stage we had hailstones battering off the roof of the stand. We were actually talking about how it would be difficult for you to hear us. Some of you might be saying that's a good thing for the second half, but anyway, Derry are eventually out. Antrim have been out for a while trying to keep warm. They actually ran straight to the stand to take shelter from the barrage of rain and hailstones that were coming down from the sky. We have had no word yet of changes to either side at half time. If and when we get that, I'll bring you right up to date. But we're preparing here for the second half. Philip Conway about to get us back underway. Antrim lead Derry 3-5 to 1-4, and we are back underway. It's a battle from the start once again. It's going to be a lot greasier of the surface as Antrim attack the changing room side in Celtic Park, and they're right on it from the start of the half. It's Cathy Carty out towards the number 12 for the Antrim team, who is Emma Fairn. The ball clips the post. It's going to be a big chance though for the Antrim full forward. That's a superb block from Aoife McGough, saving from Maeve McCurdy. That would have been a disastrous start, a potential fourth major, a brave block in any conditions, never mind those today. I'm sure she'll feel that one, but feels a lot better than conceding a goal. Antrim happy enough to break through with Aisling McFarlane, but the referees adjudged that she did carry the ball too long. So it will be a free out to Derry. So that was a 40 odd seconds into the first half. A big goal chance for Antrim, snuffed out by the Derry defence, but this time it is Grace Conway, the Derry captain, who's intercepted into the hands of one of the Tigers once again. That's an absolutely beautiful strike off the right boot of Aoife Taggart, swinging between the posts. The first score of the second half that extends Antrim's lead 3-6 plays 1-4. Derry had an awful lot of bother in the first half with their own kickouts. We'll see if they can make anything of it in the second half. Cherie Mackey helps to go out towards the changing room sides. It just does not seem to be anybody at home. The ball does hold up though in those slippery conditions, and it will be a sideline ball to Antrim. Anya Tuberty, who will take it, forces it back in towards the middle, in towards Ciara Brown. She'll look to launch the attack. Ciara Brown does indeed find Aisling McFarland on this occasion, her midfield partner. Kicked out towards Caitlin Taggart, who has 2 points to her name already in the contest. Happy enough to move it through the hands. Antrim, they've done that splendidly thus far, but it's Derry who break out of the defence and force the turnover. A battle down in front of the terrace, in front of the flags in Celtic Park. In the background you can see the Guildhall, you can see the cathedral. I think Armagh has laid a claim to the ecclesiastical capital of Ireland. I've heard that before. I don't know if Derry's going to try and steal that one from them, but Derry's trying to need to steal a couple of scores to get themselves back into this Lidl National Ladies League Division 4A fixture against a side they will meet in the Junior Championship later this year. Derry in possession, trying to work it out. Antrim in full press, full of energy. They've gave absolutely nothing easy to Derry. Not that Derry would expect it, but it's Kitty Hawley, who's covered probably every blade of grass already in Celtic Park in the first half. Kicks it forward to Brina O'Loughlin, the centre half forward. Takes a right-footed solo, takes on her marker, and is able to get past Lucy Wallace, but they're happy enough to get play up and running once again. Very sharp Derry in the hands this time though of Anya McAllister, forced all the way back to Kitty Hawley. A right-footed strike comes in. It's going to drop short. It's Ella Rose Sainsbury who's in around there for Derry. She does manage to get a hand to it. Half a chance for Derry, but it's blocked down. Antrim happy enough to keep the route to goal clear, and it's a free out that is awarded to Antrim on this occasion. Antrim wasting absolutely no time to get it restarted. It's Ifneith Enright trying to link the play between defence and attack. She's done that well. Strong in possession. A left-footed kick inside. It's been snuffed out by Derry. Plenty of options in there as players slip and slide in the surface. As I told you, torrential downpour came. It fell to Caitlin Taggart, who knocks it back inside. Unable to claim it though is her twin sister Aoife. And Derry look to create attack themselves. Once again with Kitty Hawley, who forces it wide to the corner back from Dungiven, Orla McCluskey, who opts to kick it forward towards Leah Rose Sainsbury. But it's Ciara McGurk who challenges, and as adjudged they've been fouled. Ella Rose picks up the ball, wastes no time getting it started once again towards her clubmate Orla McGill. She kicks it inside, but there's nobody at home. The referee spotted an infringement and he's happy enough to pull it back for a free kick out in front of the stand side, out in the right hand side of Celtic Park, almost out on the sideline. It's Brina O'Loughlin from Glen Mahara who comes across to take it. A dual player, twin sister as we said on the bench, Annie. She knocks it towards McGill and finds it back in Brina O'Loughlin's hands. Nice bit of interplay there with Anya McAllister. McGill fires it across goal. It is in towards Ciara McGurk. It is too high though, and it's a battle between herself and Anya Tuberty. McGurk does get a hand onto it. Derry happy enough that the shot comes in from Ella Rose Sainsbury. It was a fantastic block though from one of the Antrim defenders. Not that it matters much, because Philip Conway's seen an infringement and he's happy enough to pull it back for a Derry free. Chance for Derry to register their first score of the second half. Kicking off the ground, has a shot at goal. Ella Rose Sainsbury. It doesn't get off the ground and it tails to the right and wide. That's a third wide for Derry. Their first effort and goal in this second half. Might have been the option just to simply take it from the hands and kick it between the posts, but hindsight is indeed a wonderful thing. Anna McCann kicks it out towards the terrace side of Croke Park. Might have been a little bit more room in Croke Park if it had been, but it's a Derry line ball, wasting no time getting it up and running again. Conditions absolutely turning towards horrible here. The rain falling, not that it's stopping Brina O'Loughlin. She's able to fire towards Orla McGill. The ball's kicked in towards Ciara McGurk. She contests with the keeper and she's able to force it into the net. That's a goal for Derry. That's a lifeline in this contest for them. That cuts the deficit to 5 points. Ciara McGurk brave in the attacking of that one. Orla McGill though done well just to work room for the shot and put it in. She will require a little bit of treatment. She was brave and happy to take the knock just to get the ball into the back of the net. And that gives Derry a real lifeline in this second half, a real something to hold on to and spur them back into action. She's helped to her feet. She will have a little bit of attention from the physio. Hopefully she'll get back up and be able to celebrate that goal properly, because it's put 5 points between the side. As Antrim make a change here, coming onto the field is Ellen Morgan from Glenavy. On the way off for Antrim, just getting confirmation, is number 12, Emma Ferrin. So that is Ellen Morgan wearing 29, replacing number 12, Emma Ferrin. And it's Antrim's kick out though that goes as far as the opposite side half-back Niamh Enright. It's Antrim who make the attack now through their centre half forward, Kathy Carey. Kathy Carey back to Enright, the two of them changing. Derry ferocious in the tackling in this occasion. It's back though to Caitlin Taggart. Caitlin Taggart works the shot, but it's under pressure. It's into the hands of Sheree Mackey. She needs options now for Derry to be able to counter. She does find it out on her right hand side with Anya McAllister, captain of the Derry Camogues and one of the stars of the Derry senior ladies. Orla McGough able to work it through. Derry working through the hands a lot better than they did in the first half. We didn't see much play like this, as Orla McCluskey is able to find Kitty Holly. Kitty Holly composed with a right footed solo, but her hand pass is astray and it's cut out by Orla Corr from the Johnnies. St John's able to find it out onto the other side. The substitute just back onto the pitch is Ellen Morgan. Of course, she forced it all the way back to her captain, of course, Aisling McFarland. Some nice interchanging play between McFarland and Morgan, and it's McFarland who has the ball, trying to bounce it on the slippery surface. It didn't play ball, it didn't come back to her. The substitution, no. Morgan hits the shot and it is to the right and wide. That one really never looked like going between the posts, but all of the days it is worth having a shot. A fourth wide for Antrim. And it's Sheree Mackey, an opportunity to have a kick out. The Derry movement looks a little bit sharper in this half, more options. She does opt to go short though, into the hands of Kitty Holly towards Erin Doherty, but it is cut out. Antrim have the chance again through Aoife Taggart. It's in the centre half forwards position now. She jinks through the defence and puts it into the back of the net. Kathy Carey from Moneyglass able just to juke and jive through the Derry defence with minimum ease, with minimum fuss, but it takes a certain level of class to do just that, slotting the ball low into the bottom left hand corner. That's Antrim 4 goals and 6 points. That's Derry 2 goals and 4 points. For those of you maybe not as sharp at maths as me, I'm told that is 18 points to 10 Antrim, an 8 point lead for the Saffrons, their 4th goal of the contest. And Sheree Mackey, the Derry goalkeeper, is just going to receive a little bit of treatment as Antrim go to make another substitution themselves. The goal scorer there was from the Moneyglass Club, Cathy Carey. Another member of the Moneyglass Club, Brona Devlin, is going to come on. I did tell you that there were 6 members of the Moneyglass Club in the 30-player panel today. And she is going to replace Caitlin Taggart, who caused an awful lot of bother inside for that Derry defence alongside her sister Aoife Taggart, her twin sister. She kicked 2 points of her own, and she can be happy with her day's work. It's not exactly done for Antrim, but they're going the right way about it. Sheree Mackey kicks it out. It is won well, though, by Orla McCluskey from Dungiven. The centre half back for Derry is Anna Frizzell of Coleraine. She's helping to come out with it. Ella Rose Sainsbury opts to kick it up the line, right-footed towards McGill, but it is cut out by Niamh McIntosh. And it's Antrim who have possession as just the small rain keeps falling, but Derry are able to win it back once again with Anya McAllister. Gathers it towards Erin Doherty under the challenge of Ellen Morgan, is able to keep composure, keep the ball. Ciara McGurk works around towards her right foot. The tackle does come in. It is a good tackle. She's able to throw it back out though in towards Katie Hawley. Katie Hawley looking for McGill, Orla McGill from the Steelstown Club. She does pick it up. She does have company, but she opts to take them on and face her club mate Ella Rose Sainsbury towards another one of the Steelstown girls, Katie Hawley. Katie Hawley's right-footed effort though to the right and wide of the Brandywell side of Celtic Park. It's a 4th wide for Derry, and it is Antrim 4-6, Derry 2-4. Antrim just finding their scores a little bit easier to come by. Derry really having to work for the effort on goal, and when they do get that effort, they are not taking the chance. And it's Antrim who come out with the ball now, crossing into the Derry half. The bright boots of Rebecca Hemsworth from St Paul's knocks it forward to Meath McCurdy from St Gall. She'll be looking to pick it up. She does just exactly that. A nice little pick up from her. We've seen a couple of fine pickups yesterday in a lot of the games, and the shot does come in though from the centre half forward, Cathy Carey, who does have a goal and a point to her name. On this occasion though, she doesn't add to that tally. It has went to the right and wide. A 5th Antrim wide as we pause for another substitution. It's going to be number 22, Dervla McNichol, who actually plays her club football with Moneyglass, a native of Glenullen, I do believe. She will come on, I think, in the next stoppage in play, but it's Sheree Mackey who finds Katie Hawley with the kick out. Derry are once again facing that yellow wall coming out of their own attack. Erin Doherty unable to get it away. Katie Hawley does pick up though the pieces, as she's done so much for Derry so far in this contest. She's able to throw it back out to the left hand side as Derry look to come forward. They need to come forward, and it was their captain Grace Conway who was judged to have been fouled on that occasion. There'll be a free in just inside the Antrim half for Derry when the play does resume. We're going to have a change in the Antrim team. Number 22 is in. That's Rebecca Bradley from, believe it or not, Moneyglass. 2 players going to come in for Derry are Dervla McNichol and Bridget McMullen. Bridget McMullen, a dual player, also playing camogie with Castle Dawson. Dervla McNichol is actually a cousin of Anna McCann, who is in goals for Antrim. So at least one house in that family is going to be happy at some stage today. The 2 players, though, replaced for Derry are number 8, Kiva Moran, and number 11, Brina O'Loughlin. They're replaced by Bridget McMullen and Dervla McNichol as Derry launch the ball forward from that free. But as Antrim we break out with it once again. And it's Orla Cole who is the person adjudged to have been fouled. Derry looking for sparks from those subs. Rebecca Bradley will be hoping to add to Antrim's tally in front of her club manager, Oren McNeely. Rain continuing to fall here. You can maybe hear it, the roof of the stand above me. Thankfully there is cover above me. It's the 30 Warriors out in the pitch who are getting soaked, and it's Antrim who are the most victorious of those Warriors so far, moving the ball quite well. And here is the substitution. Number 26 shot does come in, and it's judged to have gone over the bar. That's a fine effort. Well, maybe he's pulled it out for the 45 she has. I was thinking that. I looked at that. Brona Devlin. Be an opportunity for Antrim. A nice block went in there. I do believe it was Erin Doherty who got the hand in. So another chance for Antrim to add to their tally. They opt to take it quickly, to go sharp, and it was Ellen Morgan from Glenavy, an early substitution, who was the person who took it quickly. She knocks it backwards before they can move forwards, but it's Derry who stop any forward progress, and they break out into the hands of Dervla McNichol. That's her first touch. A daughter of Dermot McNichol, a famous name in Glenollan, Derry, Ulster and further afield. But it's Antrim who are coming up trumps in this occasion so far. Kathy Carey switches the play out to the right hand side, switches the emphasis of the attack. Emma Farron knocks it on to Ellen Morgan. The kick goes inside, but it is Aoife McGough who is equal to it, and Derry are able to break. McGough trying to force herself forward on this occasion. Ella Rose Sainsbury knocking it up the line towards Dervla McNichol. McNichol looks up, surveys her options. It's Orla McGill, but in the greasy surface, the ball hits the surface, it rolls on and it rolls out for an Antrim line ball. Antrim want to make another substitution. It's number 25 who's coming on, Teresa Mellon from St Bridget's, a real young player, a real talent, one for the future, but the future has just arrived as she lands on at this stage. She replaces Niamh Enright, who's went through a Trojan amount of work to this point. A well-deserved break, a job well done. She'll be handing over the baton to young Teresa Mellon to hope that she can continue where she left off. Antrim up to go back to Anna McCann from the sideline just to retain possession. McCann goes long. The push does come in for Katie Holly though on Ciara Brown, and it will be a free to Antrim. I don't think there can be too many arguments about that. Keen to remember that Katie Holly was booked earlier, or not booked, ticked. So Philip Conway will be interesting at this stage. Maybe just a final tick. He will. Thankfully for Derry, for Owen McNeely, Katie will remain on the pitch. Ashley McFarlane gets it up and running fairly sharp once again. Opts to go short to Kathy Carey. Kathy Carey slips on the surface. It's a battle between both Ella Rose Sainsbury and Rebecca Bradley. Sainsbury comes up trumps in that one, only before giving it away to Ciara Brown once again. Possession changing hands an awful lot here. Sainsbury happy enough just to keep battling. The conditions can't make it easy to hold on to a football. Certainly not a bounce as Katie Holly found on that occasion. Derry looking for somewhere with space, somewhere where they can build the platform for the attack, and here is Teresa Mellon straight into, as I said, where Niamh Enright left off, breaking up play and covering a lot of ground. McGough does come out, although she is beaten to it, and it's Maeve McCurdy with the chance now to do something. She jinks and jives left and right. She's bearing down on goal. Maeve McCurdy, comes off the crossbar. The goal was on. A fine run, a fine effort. She's going to have to settle for a point in this situation. She might not be too happy about it, but it does extend Antrim's lead even further. It means that the Saffron County now lead by 9 points as we approach the second half water break. So the final chance for both coaches, for both Emma Kelly and for Owen McNeely, to hammer home their message for the final quarter of the game if they want their charges to get something from it. It does look though that Antrim will be leaving with the all-important points at this stage. Of course they will meet later in the year in the championship. Antrim versus Derry, they've met on many occasions, a familiar foe. They know so much about each other. Could be a kick of the ball between them on any given day, and it's just at this stage Antrim have the better of it. Down in front of me, just passing a bottle of water, socially distanced of course, to one of the Derry teammates was Emma Doherty from Steelstown, one of the massive names in Derry football, one of the massive names in Steelstown. A huge miss today. Picked up a hand injury in a recent challenge game against Tyrone. Her presence is certainly missed out in that field for Derry today, but hopefully it won't be too long before we see Emma back out there again. It's Emma Kelly delivering the message down to my right hand side to her Antrim team. No expert, but I assume it will be keep doing what you're doing because it's working. The drastic change needs to come from Derry, because they're the team that's trailing by 9 points. Antrim the first team to emerge back out once again. Rain continuing to fall I have to say it's a completely different type of day from when the ball was thrown in here at 2 o'clock. A stark contrast. No clouds in the sky anymore, just complete cover of grey. No nice fluffy ones. No bright blue sky. Instead, it's dark, it's dim, and it is dreary for Derry, but the weather conditions will not make much to Antrim if they leave here with the 2 points and the victory. They're going the right way about it. Sheree Mackey opts to kick the ball out short. It's beaten to it, Antrim latch onto it. And it's back with number 26, Brona Devlin. The heavy tackle does come in from Derry. They're able to claim back possession, but it was a strike to the head, potentially of Brona Devlin. So it's only right and fitting that Philip Conway would stop the play to make sure that she's okay before proceeding. Derry will have possession of the ball when that time does arrive. It's in the hands of Aoife McGough when play does resume for a Derry free, just inside their own 21. Opts to go up the line towards Erin Doherty. The ball is high. There is adjudged to have been a push on Erin Doherty by Ciara Brown. Erin Doherty takes the free quickly, but does give it away straight to Anya Tubridy and gives Antrim a chance to build through the hands of McFarlane to Tubridy. The ball does break inside the Derry 21 now. It is in the hands of the full forward, Maeve McCurdy. She's been tricky, happy enough to stop the ball between the posts. Not before the referee adjudges her to have taken too many steps though. She jinked left, she jinked right, and then she kept going. That's a foul in the eyes of anybody's book. The man who's been sharp on all fronts today. Hardly put a foot wrong, Philip Conway. Sometimes your officials in these games don't get the credit they deserve, because without them there quite simply would be no fixtures. Back to the action anyway, and it's Aoife McGough who plays a 1-2 before kicking the ball long out into the Antrim half. The ball does spill. There's nobody at home to win it except for one of the Saffron Army, and it will be a free to Antrim on the halfway line. They knock it forward towards the Derry half. Ellen Morgan kicks it wide to another substitute, Ciara Austin. Glenavy to St Bridget's, and it is the St Bridget's woman that's on it, Ciara Austin. Plenty of company. Danielle Kivlahan applying the pressure there, enough to regain possession for her side. Sheree Mackey in the all red, who's been busy today, the outside of the right boot, knocks it forward towards Katie Holly. She's beaten to it on this occasion by Ciara Brown. Ciara Brown happy enough to knock it back forward, but it was a battle for possession as it has been coming into that 21 area, and it is Derry who emerge with the ball in front of the press box side of Celtic Park. They need to work something. If they're going to get themselves back into the game, the only way they can do that is by applying scores at the other end of the field. It's a switch by Katie Holly towards her captain, Grace Conway. Takes a right-footed solo. Kicks a low ball, but it's not accurate. And it is Niamh McIntosh who wins it valiantly out in front of Orla McGill. Teresa Mellon applying the pressure. Ellen Morgan, though, happy enough for her side to regain possession. A bursting run though from Orla Corr as she ventures inside the Derry 45. The hand of Philip Conway is up. It'll be a free in to Antrim. Antrim looking to make another sub. Trying to get the attention of Philip Conway, but they haven't got him yet, and it will be Aoibhín Enright from Gortnamona who will come on to the field of play for the rest of this game. She replaces number 18 Lucy Wallace from St Paul's. Back to the action. It's a right-footed strike from the edge of the D from Kathy Carey. It's 1 goal and 2 points for her at this stage. She further extends the Antrim lead. 4 goals in 8th place, 2-4. That is double scores. Antrim 20 points, Derry 10. That's an absolutely fantastic eye of the needle pass from Sheree Mackey on this occasion, out to your left hand side, the right side of the boot, to find one of the Derry players. It's Kitty Holly though who eventually ends up with it. She does give it away, but only as far as Anya Tuberty. Her pass inside is snuffed out by Derry. It's gathered up by Anna Frizzell, and it's back in the hands of Kitty Holly in a roundabout way. Fantastic tackle coming in from one of the Antrim players there, Ciara Austin, to turn over possession and get her side back in the ascendancy. They've been doing that very well today. Happy enough to come forward with it almost unopposed is Ellen Morgan, right-footed. She's able to slot it between the posts. She did that with minimum of fuss, with minimum ease, and it extends the Antrim lead to 11. It's the first score from any of the Antrim substitutions, and a fine score it was indeed. Ellen Morgan from Glenaevy. I'm sure plenty of proud club members watching on today on the stream. Thanks for joining us, all of you that did. I hope you're enjoying our coverage. I'm sure your enjoyment's depending on how the result is going, as Antrim once again, an all too familiar sight so far, have bursted forward. The referee adjudges though a throw of the ball, and it'll be a chance for Derry to try and salvage something from this contest, and they do take the free ever so quickly. Time is running out, time is against them. Ball in the hands of Kitty Hawley. She opts to fire it inside. It goes as far as the 21. It's Orla McGill who picks it up right-footed. She's been talented. She's been very unlucky in that occasion. The ball struck the crossbar, but it's a goal for Derry. It is the chance, and that's exactly what Derry would have wanted. The ball finished in soccer style as Derry make two more substitutions. It is something of a lifeline. The deficit now cut to 8 points. 21 plays 13, 3-4 plays 4-9. Ciara Moore, I don't know if we can call her a veteran, but definitely an absolutely outstanding player for an awful long time for Derry, as long as I can remember. But that was a chance for Derry to get themselves back in the contest, and they may have done part of that. It was Bridget McMullen with the soccer style finish, the Ballymcguigan club, to give Derry half a chance. They've won the next kick out. The ball goes back in towards Bridget McMullen, who just finished that goal. Opportunistic, but that's what you need in this game. Absolutely fantastic block from Orla Core to prevent a Derry score, but it goes as far as Kitty Hawley, who tries to shoot on her left foot under a lot of pressure, but it trails into the hands of Anna McCann, and it gives Antrim a chance once again to break. Antrim moving forward, taking their time. They don't need to put much in the scoreboard. They're in no rush. Tuberty, her kick though, trails out over the sideline. Maeve McCurdy was the intended target. She was under the close watch of Aoife McGough, who will take this sideline, opts to kick it along the ground. Philip Conway judges that her intended target was fouled, and it'll be free for Derry inside the 45. The free is taken towards Ciara Moore, but it's Antrim who regain possession ever so easily once again. Anya Tuberty plays a 1-2 and goes back once again to Kathy Carey. It's 26 on, and now is Brona Devlin. Opts out once again to Kathy Carey. She has options to the girl just on the field, Evie Enright from Gortnamona. She strikes right-footed, but the ball tails to the right and wide. Antrim opting to make another sub. This time it is Natasha O'Neill from Glenaevy, who replaces Aoife Taggart, who has been absolutely outstanding today. A real talent inside, a goal and 2 points to her name. A fantastic afternoon, never stopped running inside, always gave an option, and finished her goal to the highest of a plump. One of the fine emerging talents in Ulster and indeed All-Ireland ladies football. The future is indeed bright. But it's Derry who end up losing it to Natasha O'Neill, who finds Kerry. Kerry knocks it inside to the full forward. McCurdy forced backways by Kitty Holly. Eventually, Conway decides that it will be a free in Antrim, that it was a foul on McCurdy. A chance for Kathy Carey to slot over. About 25 yards from goal. Her right-footed strike doesn't have the intended curl. It stays to the right and it goes wide, and it's a 7th wide for Antrim. But more importantly, they lead Derry 4-9 to 3-4. A lead that, barring something heroic from Derry, looks fairly unassailable, and it's Antrim who are just on top at this present minute in time. Happy enough to keep possession, winning a lot in the middle of the field, but Derry aren't going to stop here. They're not going to let this game run away from them, and it was Joanne Corr who won possession back on that occasion. Into the hands of Ciara Moore. Ciara Moore's kick pass, though, doesn't reach its intended target, and Orla Corr, who's been fantastic, St John's clubwoman, knocks it down the line to Ellen Morgan from Glenavy, kicked the fine score herself a few minutes ago. Inside to Rebecca Hemsworth, forced back out, in no hurry to regain possession. Morgan going back towards Aoibhinn Enright. Orla Corr looking to make gain lines. It's Aoibhinn Enright who knocks it across into 25. That's a fantastic goal. It's punched into the net. Enright knocking it across the face of goal. Teresa Mellon, a fantastic young player from the St Bridget's club, was brave, was bold, and showed maturity and ingenuity above her age, and she knocked it into the net. It's 5-9 now, plays 3-4. A huge score for Antrim. That puts 11 between the sides. A fantastic day for the young forward. She was brave and she deserved that, Teresa Mellon. A lot of proud people about St Bridget's, and what a player that Antrim and St Bridget's have now for the future. It's Antrim who win the kick out once again. Morgan, who's been prominent since coming on, trying to put her hand up for a starting berth next week. Aoibhinn Enright, who created the last goal. High tackle coming in, and it will be a free to Antrim. You get the feeling at this stage that the Derry girls will just want the final whistle. Antrim and Emma Kelly will be very, very happy with their day's work. Of course, recently retired Emma Kelly, I'm sure she has, have I watched, kicked every single ball with her team today, and they've done her proud. They're leading with relative ease. Of course, Emma played for Derry and for Antrim. A club member of St Paul's, an outfit that have absolutely dominated Antrim football, making an All-Ireland semi-final a couple of years ago. Real talent in the red and white, but today she was looking to beat the red and white, and she's been doing that. It's Ellen Morgan, though, who will eventually take this free kick out on the right hand side on the 14-metre line. Her right-footed effort is struck between the post. It's a second for Ellen Morgan, and it extends the Antrim lead once again. It's now 12 points. Sheree Mackey goes long. Ciara Brown spills it. Kitty Hawley's onto it. She finds Ella Rose Sainsbury. It's launched forward towards Ciara Moore. It will be a battle. It's a foot race to get to it. Ciara Moore using her years of experience, her know-how to get there. She finds Kitty Hawley, who looks to walk past her marker. Kicks it in towards Ciara McGurk. The ball's high. It's latched onto by Bridget McMullen. Back to Ella Rose Sainsbury, who's trying to find a way onto her right foot. She couldn't do that. Devlin McNichol hits the shot. It's towards McGurk, but Anna McCann is equal to it. The Antrim defence is equal to it. Orla Corr once again rising to prominence, rising to the fore as they look to clear. With Aoibhinn Enright. And that is the full-time whistle here in Celtic Park. It's a fantastic day for the Saffrons. They open their Lidl Ladies National Football League account with a big victory here in Celtic Park. The margin of victory may surprise many, a 12-point win, but it is the first day out for many, so it will not be anything to lose an awful lot of sleep over. Plenty to work on though for Derry ahead of their next game. Antrim will be hoping to maintain those levels. Looking at the goal scorers, we talked beforehand about the full forward line, and we've seen Aoife Taggart 1-2, Maeve McCurdy 1-2, Caitlin Taggart 2 points, Ellen Morgan coming off the bench and kicking 2 points. We got the goal and 2 points from Kathy Carey. Emma Ferrin coming up with the score. All 6 of Antrim's forwards scoring today. That is something that will put a real smile on Emma Kelly's face and will be a real positive going forward. For Derry though, there'll be a lot of work to do in this stage. They'll be hoping to welcome back a few names. A lot of new players got a chance to shine today, got their chance to get minutes under their belt. After all, we're all glad to be just back playing football, having the opportunity to have these days. There's definitely a lot of bright sparks in the Derry ranks. Or McNeely's first competitive game as manager. He'll look to build on it. It's also Emma Kelly's first game, and they've been absolutely fantastic as they go back into their huddle with all smiles. But the full-time score here in Celtic Park, the all-important thing, the Lidl Ladies National Division 4A game. It's full time. It's Antrim 5 goals and 10 points. It's Derry 3 goals and 4 points.